Welcome to Out Loud, a comedy podcast where I talk with queer comedians about identity as well as just talk and shop about the comedy community. I'm your host, Corbin Willmorth, and I'm here because, well, what comedian just doesn't have a podcast nowadays? Welcome everyone to this episode of Out Loud, a queer comedy podcast. As always, thank you so much for tuning in. Today on the podcast is maybe going to be the longest conversation I've had with a comic. Between 3 40-minute Zoom calls, because I'll be fucked if I pay for Zoom Premium that allows me to have infinite Zoom calls, whatever the fuck. I recorded what is equal to about 2 hours worth of audio with this person, and honestly, it's all fucking gold, honestly. Like, you guys are going to hear it here in a minute. Anyway, so I'm going to be talking with Chicago comic Quinn James.
When I came out as non-binary, a lot of people asked me, like, how did you figure out you lacked gender? You know, what was the eye-opening thing for you? And I tell them I just read Hunger Games in middle school. You know, they took in a boy, a girl, and said, fight to the death. I said, no, the odds are always in my favor. Thank you very much.
If you haven't already, please look up Quinn James on Instagram and look at their most recently pinned Instagram reel. Because that is a story about the time they got super fucking high and went to the 9/11 museum in New York City. And honestly, I would have included that here as my little intro clip for them, but that is just way too long for an intro in my personal opinion. But that story is fucking hilarious. You may know Quinn from performances at Zany's, performances at the Laugh Factory, or as the host of Cannabesties, which we will be getting to in the podcast. And honestly, I can't think of anything else to begin this episode off with, so let's just go ahead and jump right in.
So, why don't you tell the audience a little bit about yourself?
Yeah. Oh my God, I hate that question. My name is James. It is just the worst. It's a question that I understand. It's a necessary question because it's like, who is this person? Who are you in general? But it's such a daunting question. Who am I? I'm Quinn James. If you heard a meow, that was my cat Greta. I'm a Chicago comedian. I've been performing for about 4 years. I'm also a bud tender and connoisseur. Been working in the cannabis industry for 5 years, and I love both comedy and cannabis. My favorite C words, actually, after cunt, comedy, and cannabis are my favorite C words. And I produce a comedy cannabis show called the Cannabesties, and that's been my brainchild over the last 3 years. We just celebrated our 7th sold out show last night in our first year of run. Yeah, it's our first like full year of having a show, and 7 out of 9 shows sold out, I think, is a success. And I've just been like reveling in that today. It was it's my brainchild. Like I said, I created it because I wanted to have a space to celebrate the diversity and the beauty of the cannabis community that I feel like is very stigmatized. Everyone is like, has a thought of what a stoner is and looks like. And after my just 5 years in the industry, there's no one type of weed smoker. So it was and then there's also no one type of comic, and Cannabesties, I think, represents that. It's just like this place to bring your friends together to watch comedy and have a good night. Anyway, I don't know why I started talking about Cannabesties.
Well, I was actually sorry to cut you off. I was actually going to ask you about that, so it's great that you kind of did that job for me. Yeah, but no, comedy and cannabis, that's the 3 C's. You got it. I've noticed like a lot of like weed-based comedy shows have kind of been popping off since states have kind of made it legalized. Like in my state alone, I've heard of like 2. The one that comes to my city a lot is this one called the Dope Show.
Ooh, I like
and
that.
It's like what they do is that they have like there's the guy running the Dope Show, and then like between 2 to 3 more comedians. They'll come up and they'll tell jokes, and then as each one gets off stage, they'll go like to the back alley, green room, whatever the fuck. And then they'll just get insanely fucking high, and then they have them perform again.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
That's a cool setup.
And then
that's a fun.
Sorry, didn't mean to cut you off again. Fucking internet connection's crazy.
No, yeah, please. And no cutting. I also know that with Zoom, it's so easy to cut people off. Trust me, I'm in corporate meetings and in so many Zoom meetings all the time. Do not feel worried. And I'm a yapper. Just cut me off and say your next words.
Honestly, valid. Thank you.
It's gonna, but no, that's a cool way of doing it. We just do it. We kind of like assemble each lineup. Each lineup is incredibly different, and basically each one is supposed to be a different. Yeah, the feeling of it is supposed to be a different group of besties hanging out and telling jokes. Obviously, the audience is not telling jokes, but we do it in this cool pop. We do it in the dispensary, and it's a really cool like intimate, relaxing vibe, and it does really feel like. And we have couch seating, like it does feel you're just high at home watching comedy with your friends.
Ooh.
And it's like that is the vibe I was going for. I kind of wanted to recreate. I mean, no part of me wants to go back to this time, but for the show, I kind of wanted to recreate this like pandemic era energy of like being with your pod at someone's like in someone's living room, passing the bong and watching your favorite comedy special.
Real.
We're trying to recreate that energy. So we always give away free pre-rolls at the beginning of the show. So before the show starts, when you check in, you get your little pre-roll, step outside, have a puff before you come watch the show. Then we have like edibles that we give away and stuff throughout the night to kind of get people really freaking high. But then comics, Chicago comics don't love the idea of performing high too often for some reason.
Really?
Yeah, it's not that they don't love it, but they it's not always the easiest thing to like when we book the show, people are always like, do I have to be high for it? And I'm like, I've gotten high with you before shows. Why do you care? So I think there's a energy that people like they don't want to slip up and say something uncouth when they're high, but I mean when you get high you only say silly goofy things. No one says
that is
crazy fucked up. No one's stoned uncle is dropping the R word and fag at the Thanksgiving table.
Right.
Well, maybe, but not because they're high.
I mean, yeah. I mean, that's definitely one thing that's kind of interesting. Like Chicago, it's like, do I have to be high? And then in Spokane, it's like, hey, like I brought edibles. You want one before we get on stage?
And that's me. I mean, I bring pre-rolls, vapes, and edibles with me to like every show because when I was growing up, my mom always told me, she was like, to make friends, bring candy or gum, and like you share that, and that's how you like start conversations and make friends. And so my autistic brain was like, as I became an adult, I was like, oh, I should bring adult candy and adult gum. So that's a pack of joints.
My autistic brain would also think that, like, real.
Right, because it's how I got booked for my first like 2 years in stand-up was just like smoking people out after mics and shows, and they were like, yo, you're cool, do you want to do my show sometime?
Fuck,
it hasn't worked since then, but you honestly, it's a move. Because even if people like are stoners and they already have their own weed, they'll put their weed away to smoke free weed.
Interesting. Okay.
And I guess also working in the industry, I get so many samples all the time. And I'm like, I shouldn't smoke all of this, but if I'm using it for connections, if I'm smoking it with people and I'm making a friend, then it's smoking for a cause. And that I can get behind.
Getting behind smoking for a cause, you say as you light up a joint. Hell fucking yeah.
But I was waiting for the perfect line to light up on, and I feel like that was it.
That was it right there, yeah. Like the audio sting of you just like sparking up the joint, I feel like will be great. Ooh, French inhale that the audience can't see because this is an audio podcast.
They don't get to see it, but you got to see it, and
this is just a show for me. I love that.
It is, yeah. I'm a very physical person. Even when I'm on a phone call, I'm pacing around my house, giving like a full performance. It's hysterical. One of my friends says I'm like her Jewish mother already because I can't just stand still and have a conversation.
That's so real. And that was
how long have you been doing comedy?
I'm kind of going into my second year.
Oh my god, nice.
Yeah, I'm still like relatively a baby to comedy. I just really love getting up, just fucking telling jokes. If I don't know, I become famous, that'll be a plus because then I don't have to work at McDonald's anymore. That's and then
oh my god.
And then I started this podcast because like I've kind of just noticed not only just in my like local city, but kind of just like like as a whole, whenever like you'll like go to shows or anything like that, you don't really see a lot of like queer representation, so to speak.
No.
Like anytime
it's weird, or it's like you. No, go. Yeah.
Oh no, say your thing and I'll continue.
Oh no, I would just say it's very much like, I mean, I feel like still even in Chicago, I'll be the only queer person on the lineup, and I'm like the diversity hire.
Real that I have a.
It's just like,
but no, I do have this one friend in the comedy scene who is like a trans woman, and literally one time she got booked, or this one guy was like putting out like a feeler for like, hey, I need comics for like this lineup or whatever, and like a bunch of people applied, and then she got it, and then she gets there and she's like, oh, it's because I'm the only like not cis white guy here. I think I'm the diversity here.
God. And it's so uncomfortable because it's just like, well, now I feel like I have to do a set that's purely about my identity, because that's why you booked me. You didn't book me based off of you didn't watch my clip. You booked me based off my Instagram bio that had my pronouns.
The way that I've kind of seen it in Spokane is that we have like our mainstream like comedy scene, like we have the Spokane Comedy Club, and then we have like all these different places that do like open mic nights. And then we kind of have this like queer comedy scene as well, where we have like this one theater, the Blue Door, that always does like queer shows and improv shows and stuff. And then there is this one gay bar that does a not necessarily queer only open mic, but it's mostly just for like queer people to get together, tell jokes, have a good time.
Oh my God, this is gonna sound so divisive, but I hope you agree with me. There is something to older generations who say we are too sensitive about stuff.
And then they are like way more sensitive about shit.
But then they are incredibly sensitive about, no, it's insane how like, I'm not talking about the whole snowflake thing. That's an insane argument to make, to yell, you're
fucking crazy.
That's stupid. You can't call someone else. If you call someone else a snowflake, you yourself are being a snowflake because you're getting mad that they said something bad about you.
Right.
Weird paradoxical insult. What I'm saying is that, like, I think Gen Z, our generation, is so hyper focused on political correctness and everybody being okay. In comedy, intrinsically, someone is getting punched down. Even when I tell jokes about Republicans, I'm punching down on Republicans. We just like it because we don't like Republicans.
Right.
So to say I'm not punching down is to erase the humanity of that other side. And I think that's also dangerous. You cannot enjoy it, but you shouldn't be offended on their behalf. And I think we have it twisted that we're angry on their behalf. You cannot like it. But like this person is trying to own it. And I think that's mighty and strong. I mean, like, own it. Someone's throwing an insult at you. I think the strongest thing you can do. Something else my mom always told me growing up, if you make the joke before they can, it's not, you're in power. It's yours now. So if you can take it and hold it and make the joke about it and say, I am stronger than you because I can make that same exact joke. I can say it about myself because you have a small way of thinking. And I understand it because it's small. It's easy to understand. So I think there's something powerful in making fun of it. Yeah, no, just like, I don't know. I think we get, especially in Chicago, people like, younger people, I think, also have this tendency to just not react to jokes because we're used to watching it on our phone or at home by ourselves, where we either can react in silence or we're watching on our phones where we're in public where we have to stay silent in our reaction. And so that just makes performing comedy difficult because it's like, I don't want to be up there telling comedy is vulnerable, even if it's a stupid joke. I don't want to be up there and just stare out and see people like my opening joke is I'm non-binary and Jewish. That makes me an oy vey them. I don't want to say that funny joke. Thank you. And I don't want to look out at an audience after I say that joke and see somebody going, yes. Snaps. Right? Powerful. Like, no, lab, we're at a comedy show. I'm not giving you spoken word. I have a joke that I'm working on right now. About how I wish Republicans would celebrate more because you've done so many awful things. we fought and protested for our pride, and we're still fighting and protesting for our pride, but we're celebrating at the same time. You've done every thoughtful thing you want in the book. Throw yourself a parade. You keep complaining about not getting straight pride. Do it. And it's a very emboldened. I very much step onto a soapbox during that joke.
No, but you're good. I do have to ask. Did you hear about this, like the fucking straight pride festival that happened in was it fucking Idaho?
I did. I heard about, and it was supposed to be this major thing, and then it shrank like that.
Yeah, no, I think that was their attempt to have a straight pride, and it fucking failed. I think.
And it tanked. It tanked so hard. Well, that's because they can't do anything. They can't do anything well. I mean, they even tried to copy North Korea's military parades, and even that looked like Trixie Mattel on her first season of Drag Race. What are you doing here? This needs so much work. I'm sorry, what were those robot dogs? Those things looked like weird toys you'd get at Toys R Us during the financial depression.
Yeah, no, they're
I get canceled. This is your episode. This is the moment your podcast blows up and my career nosedives.
Oh no, trust me. There's a point later on when I actually start asking you my questions that's going to ruin your career. Anyway.
Oh, I can't wait to get to that part.
Sorry to cut you off. Give me 1 second. My fiance just walked out the door and they forgot their watch. Give me a second.
Oh my God, Mazel Tov. Congratulations on the fiance.
He was like, "You're in the middle of a thing. Why the fuck did you just do that?" And I was just like, "I love you."
It's okay. I'm like, are you kidding me? Please stop me from talking.
Genuinely did not mean to cut you off. I just realized they walked out the door and the watch was just sitting on my desk. I was like, "Oh fuck."
No, I mean, when I don't have my watch, I do feel I recently became a watch person, but now when I don't have it on, like right now, I feel particularly naked.
I don't know.
There's something about the feeling of it.
I don't know.
Powerful with this watch.
I got an Apple Watch because I had this idea in my head that I wanted to be healthier and I wanted to be able to track how many calories I'm burning a day and how often I exercise and shit like that.
And do you enjoy getting that knowledge at the end of every day?
I mean, kinda. I mean, I
on a good day, are you a healthy person?
I try to be. I am not a healthy person at all. I'm doing my best.
Okay, because I feel like if you enjoy getting the information back, I feel like that in my brain that means you have to be healthy because you're getting good results. I know that if I were to look at that every day, my mental health would take a severe decline, and I'd be like, I'm not as healthy as I thought I am. Maybe I do have an eating disorder, and that's why my body looks like how it looks. That was a lot darker than I thought it was.
Oh no! I'm a traumatized little asshole. I love dark comedy. It's my favorite shit.
Oh, good.
Yeah, no, fucking, you can say whatever the fuck you want to me.
It wasn't funny though, and this was a comedy.
Right. I don't know. Maybe the audience.
Eating disorders can be funny.
They can be funny, like that bit in Scary Movie 5 with the bitch that was as thin as a fucking pencil walking across the screen.
Wait, I think I forgot. Wait, is Anna Faris in that one?
No, she's not. It was the only one without her in it. That's probably why I didn't see it. But she was replaced by Ashley Tisdale.
Oh.
And they were doing it was a parody of fucking Black Swan, where Ashley Tisdale is trying to get thin to do some ballet show or whatever, and she's like, "God, I wish I could be and it's she's eating her lunch and there's a single Cheerio in a Tupperware, and then she's like, "God, I wish I could be like her," and then it pans over and it's just literally a fucking cartoon stick figure walking across the screen. I need to know what she does.
I mean, damn, cocaine and cigarettes.
God, no, real. Oh my God.
Listen, I know that wasn't good for models in the 90s, but it was great for comedians in the 80s, and I say bring it back.
I don't know, maybe. I did tell a joke. So at the beginning of the year, January 1st, I was part of this thing called New Year, New Jokes. And all of us were supposed to write new material. I could tell that half the people didn't write new material. I could tell because I've heard all those fucking jokes before. Not throwing.
Oh my god, that's so much worse.
Not throwing shade, but
I would at least do something old.
Yeah, no, like real.
If you're not gonna write something new, just pull something that you haven't done in a few years. Be like, all right, and put a new spin on it or something.
Like some of them did that. Some of them told new material, and then there was like a few guys that just told their just usual spiel. And fucking, I tried to tell this joke about like how I compare myself to my sister a lot, where her life is a lot more together than mine is. And then my punchline is like, I don't understand how her life is more together. In high school, she used to suck dick and do coke. Like, and then a punchline, like, it was what sucked is after I got off stage, I thought of a better punchline, which is like, and I've just been sucking dick. Do I need to start doing coke? Is that the secret?
Oh my God. I love that. Yeah, or even just shortening it. So it's like, so now I've added coke to my daily.
So now I've added coke to my diet.
Yeah. Or now I added cocaine to my breakfast.
Now,
oh my
now
god,
I have my cereal with a spoonful of coke. That's
yes. Now I have my cock with this. Now I have my cum with a spoonful of. Oh no, that's disgusting.
Snort coke. I'm snorting cokes off of dicks.
Yeah.
There we go.
Boom.
All right. So, are you ready to get into this list of questions that I have?
Yes. Oh my god, I love a list of questions.
All right. So, what's something you're obsessed with right now that hasn't turned into a joke yet?
Oh, that's a lot of things. Right now I'm obsessed with people being mad at the Duffer Brothers over the Stranger Things finale. That is something that is all over. That's really mainstream, and I'm an incredibly mainstream person, which upsets me sometimes, but I love angry fandoms. I think they're so funny to me. I think it's such a toxic. They're always so toxic and so deeply personal when they don't have to be, because they're fans. I mean, besides their money, these people mean nothing to each other, you know? Like,
right.
The Duffer Brothers might say, we're so sorry we disappointed with fans, but they don't really care. They just want to make sure they don't fuck up their deal with like whatever studio they're going to work with next.
Honestly,
so
like
I mean, yeah, sorry, I'm obsessed with I'm stereotypical Jew, I guess. I'm obsessed with the business of Hollywood. Oh my God, why did that start Siri on my phone? Siri heard me say I'm a Jew and just went, what? Creepy.
I've had Siri just get on me at weird times.
So strange. No, I love angry toxic fandoms are fascinating to me. So whenever they come onto my time, like Drag Race for a little bit, I really loved Drag Race because I was fascinated by the fandom. And then I had to take a break because it got really like volatile.
Yeah.
In like 2021, I mean, it was before that too. But I was so into it at that point that I was seeing it everywhere. And I was like, oh, and I was like talking to people in the way they would refer to these drag queens who were beating their faces far better than any of these women ever will, and doing drag better than any of my friends were at the time. And I was like, why are we being so negative towards the performance, like to the dedication of these queer artists who are at a higher level than we need to be, like, and not like just like with our friends, but like you're posting this stuff online,
right?
You're adding them on like Twitter and Instagram and like saying and like being like, here's my reaction to Monet Exchange's first like look on All Stars, whatever the hell it was. And I was like, why do I care what your opinion is? And it just got too much for me at the time. But then when it came back around with Stranger Things recently, I was like, oh, this is fascinating. We are so like, did you watch Stranger Things?
So here's the thing.
Do you watch?
I did not. I watched seasons 1 through 4. Did not watch the final season just because I couldn't pay for Netflix. I learned everything about season 5 vicariously through TikTok. And
yeah, don't watch it. It is awful. Like I am gonna warrant it. This season is bad. Like this was a bad way to end a show. But the reaction is people decided that because there was a dice with the number 7 on it, that meant there was going to be another episode.
What the fuck?
What?
Yeah, what the fuck? That's it's called
You're
RNG,
putting too much effort in. You are putting you're doing too much work. They didn't think about that.
Yeah, as as a fucking D&D nerd, RNG is not your friend. Why the fuck are you caring about a number on a dice? Oh my god. But fucking
it's like, no, none of it makes. It was so fun. And then they're all like, there's gonna be an episode that explains all the time, like all the jump cuts in the show. And I was like, I'll tell you what explains jump cuts in the show. Editing.
fucking
you cut it and then you jump to the next scene because you're like, we don't need to explain anything else.
Yeah, no,
and
it's
quite frankly, they didn't. Like, and everyone was like, I can't believe the first shadow play was just a grab at money. That's what these studios want to do. So that's what I'm currently obsessed with.
Who the fuck wants to watch like a fucking movie where someone's like, hey, I'm gonna go to the store, you want anything? And then show the 15 minutes of them walking to the store down the block. Like, no one
needs it.
Right.
At all. And like, is it annoying? Sure. Were there things, did they wrap up the story in a lazy way? Definitely. Has that been what every TV show that has too big of a budget at the end of its run does? Yeah. Don't give these people that big of a budget. It's TV.
Yeah, no.
I don't care if you're watching it on your laptop. It's fucking TV.
No, that's fucking real. Like it, yeah. But my thing, like, just
all about more writers.
Oh yeah, that's too. But just to circle back real quick, these are my 2 points. Number one, the fandoms kind of ruin any media, I feel like. Because you'll have like those people who are like, oh, I love this piece of media, like it's my favorite thing. I love being like in a community of like-minded people that I can talk to and like discuss this thing. And then you'll have people who will do cosplay where they take a bath in a Sharpie to like dye their skin. Like,
and it's crazy. That's like unhealthy to me. And it's so crazy. Yeah, no, I think fandoms are great to a point. It's great to support artists and it's great to be a fan of something. But like, yeah, when you're dedicating the week between Christmas and New Year's to analyzing and breaking down and looking at every little detail of Stranger Things, and then you spend your New Year's doing the same thing. I don't even care about the Christmas side, but like, go do something with your day.
Not real.
Like, or with your life. I don't know. Okay, also, we probably should add more time. I'm such a yapper. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, no, you're good. I got the notification saying 10 minutes left. So yeah, when this goes off, I have to wait like 5 minutes for the recording to process, and then I'll just invite you to a new meeting.
Perfect.
Because I want to keep talking. I want to keep talking. But then my second point was just that I told this to so many people going in, like, I do not give a fuck what happens to 11. I don't give a fuck what happens to Mike. I don't give a fuck what happens to Steve. Like, I don't give a shit what happens to any of them so long as Dustin gets a happy fucking ending, because that kid has gone through so much shit. And to like, like I got what I wanted out of the finale of Stranger Things. I don't give a fuck what anyone else thinks. I got what I wanted.
Yeah, I was happy that Dustin did deserve a happy ending.
He deserved a fucking happy ending.
I think my one wish for it. So I was putting a sticker on something. I didn't know I had a sticker. Then I found a sticker.
Fuck yeah.
I had to put it on something. The gay urge to put a sticker on things.
Real.
We have to talk about it.
So real.
The one thing I wish, I think I wish that Will died.
Would you prefer?
I don't like Noah Schnapp.
You know, one, fuck Noah Schnapp, but two, would you have preferred Will died over like the very cringy "I'm gay" scene?
I wish he died during that scene.
You wish he died. It's like, I'm gay.
Because then that would make every gay. Yeah, well, I think because then, okay, this is also beyond. Because if he died during that scene, that would prevent any gay person after that from doing a dramatic coming out like that to their friends and family. And I think that's genuine. I think that's doing a service to society, because I don't know if you remember the trend of like overly public coming outs of 2015 and 2016.
No. I have a story related to that.
I went to middle school. I was in high school, and this kid in my hometown at his middle school assembly came out of read a poem about how he's different, and the whole thing ended with how he's different because he likes musicals, how he's different because he likes the color pink and bright. And I was like, okay, we're just being pretty, all of these things were just the most stereotypical, like you must be gay because you like musicals.
Like the most, like,
which to be fair, this kid is a flaming homosexual, but like,
you didn't need a poem to tell us. Like,
you didn't. The thing that, yeah, he was like reading all these things. It's like, you might think this. It's like, baby doll. If anyone didn't know, people were telling me that I was gay when I was in 4th grade. If people weren't telling you anything,
one of my dad's friends as a kid called me a dick licker. Like they knew. They fucking knew. Like,
yeah, like that's the thing. And I think that might have also been what annoyed me, is that this kid was doing this like long, drawn out, I'm gay and it's like I'm different from you, but that doesn't mean anything. Like this weird drawn out poem, and I was like,
what the fuck? Like
this, I based off the reaction of everyone in this room, I don't think you had to do this.
I think
it doesn't sound like this feels like you wanted attention. And then it went viral on Instagram, and then he came to our. Then, oh god, it was. Oh god.
Like he was just doing it for the Instagram clicks, like real.
Yeah, I just felt like he was doing it for. I remember it came out, my end of my freshman year, no, end of my sophomore year of high school, and it was finals week when we saw it, and we went back to my house and we were like smoking a joint or something. And it popped up on our Facebook because Facebook was still what you would go on, and we watched it. And my friend Elliot, who's straight, just goes, I'm pretty sure this kid just described me, and I've never thought about sucking a dick in my life. And I was like, and I feel like he just described me, and I'm thinking of sucking a dick right now.
And then you all suck each other's dicks,
and then we all suck each other's dicks, and it was a beautiful moment. It felt like it.
A very beautiful polycule moment. And then you had a polycule that survived until college, and then everyone kind of splintered off and did their own thing.
Then we split off. It was really beautiful.
Oh god.
And then we came back together 26 years later to fight a evil clown.
God, telling people that that's a part of like the original It book is like so crazy. But fucking
I was hoping they were gonna do it with Jessica Chastain.
Oh my god. But fucking no, like my thing with like the whole like trend of coming out like in fucking 2015, 2016, whatever, is like the people who felt like they needed to come out as straight too. Like and like a friend of mine like reminded me of this like very recently. We're just out of the blue, she texts me like, hey, what's your star sign? And I'm like, why do you need to know? She's like, because it's important, tell me. I'm like, okay. And I tell her I'm a Sagittarius, and then she's like, I fucking knew you were a Sagittarius because one time in high school me and like these other guys were smoking weed in the woods, and this one guy decided to come out as straight to us, and you proceeded to rip into this guy like he's an asshole, and then proceed to snap an entire bowl and then continue to rip into this asshole.
Go you though. Oh my god. First off, wouldn't your friends from high school have known you were Sagittarius from knowing your birthday?
Well, to be fair, we just went to the woods and smoked weed. I don't necessarily know if we got to like birthday stage. Or just Facebook or they didn't know when my birthday was and just Facebook would remind them. But
that's okay. That's also fair. Because I was like, I feel like I would be more upset that this person didn't know what my fucking birthday was. But if you're just smoking friends, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Were you the weed friend in high school?
I was not really. Fucking all the weed that I had was weed that I was secretly bought. Like, so like I would ask my dad for like $20 for lunch money, and then I'd skim $5 off of it to like save up for weed.
Yes. Okay. Wow.
Like that was
I would steal, some kids steal alcohol from their parents, and I would steal weed.
My problem was that I couldn't do that because weirdly weed was the one thing that my dad like kept an eye on.
I mean that makes sense. But then that's more expensive and it's better. It's more fun. I just want to share the good stuff with you.
I felt really fucking stupid one time because one time I was in the kitchen and I found a bag of weed under the fridge, and stupidly I brought it to my dad and was like, "Is this yours?" And it was like
no, what did you say?
He was like, "Oh yeah," and he smells it. He was like, "Yeah, this is an eighth of Durban poison. Thanks. I was looking for this." I was like, "Fuck."
Love. Oh my God, I love that. One time I accidentally I didn't so I this is stupid. This is a stupid story. And it's really quick, so it's perfect that this is about to end. It's about stealing weed from my parents. When I was in high school, sophomore year of high school, I was not too familiar with edibles. I'd only smoked flower before. And I saw that there were a bunch of these frozen cookies in the freezer.
Ooh.
And I was like, ooh. And when I was making my lunch for school that day, I was like, ooh, I want a cookie.
Oh no.
Today. I'm gonna take 2 of these with me. And I ate them. I had one of them around like third period. I had the second one at lunch. I was so high that entire day. I had a chemistry test that day. And the next day, my teacher came up to me and said, "Quinn, I need to talk to you. Were you high yesterday?" And I said, "I don't know what you mean." And they're like, "Well, your behavior was odd and you got an A on your test yesterday." And I said, "So?" And they're like, "You've never gotten an A on anything in this class before." Okay.
All right.
What's next?
Okay, yeah. Zoom cut us off like a bitch.
Rude.
It's almost like I'm too poor to pay for main Zoom. Anyway.
Who should, though? No one should have to pay for Zoom. It was a necessity.
It was.
Isn't it a national resource? Like what?
Fucking, I don't know. Anyway, so one thing I've learned talking with people on this podcast is that there's a difference between queer comics and comics who are queer. Do you consider yourself to be a queer comic or a comic who just so happens to be queer?
Queer comic.
Consider yourself a queer comic, yeah.
I mean, I feel like I am a queer comic because a lot of my material is based in my queerness, or this is Greta, by the way. My material is very, even my stuff that's not about me specifically, it's still about how, I mean, I think as all comedy is about how the individual speaking. So it's about how I perceive the world. It's all from my viewpoint, you know? And my viewpoint is the viewpoint of a queer Jew. Those the tendencies of both of like I am a queer, like that is just a part of who I am intrinsically. And so it seeps into my comedy. You're gonna, even in jokes that have nothing to do with queerness, you're gonna know that I'm queer.
Right.
So I think that does make me a queer comic, if that makes sense.
Okay.
I think I'm like, it's intrinsic to who I am. It comes from a queer point of view.
Yeah.
Ish,
yeah.
Maybe. I don't know. Also could be because most of my jokes that have gone viral and done well have been particularly queer coded.
I know, like, when I have guests on, I try to do a deep dive into their social medias. I think your most viewed bit is your bit about getting high at the 9/11 museum.
Is it my most viewed?
From what I saw, yeah.
Oh, I thought There Nothing was. Wait, I'm checking now because now I want to know.
Now you need to prove me wrong.
I do, and I am gonna, because my There Nothing clip has that's why I would say I'm a queer, because my There Nothing bit has 2.6 million on it. And the 9/11 has
shit.
But I think on TikTok 9/11's doing better than There Nothing.
Honestly, I could just be thinking of that. Yeah, no, let's see, we got 2.6 million on the conservative wedding one.
Yeah. Hi, baby doll.
Wow.
Yeah, like all my stuff that I feel like has queerness in it does well.
It does, yeah.
My stoner stuff also does well. I would consider myself a queer stoner comedian.
What I've noticed is, depending on the platform, is what the algorithm would push. Like Instagram tends to push a lot more queer identity stuff, but then TikTok tends to like push more like kind of like the
TikTok doesn't like weed.
Really? I've seen more weed stuff on TikTok than, or no, I'm switching up YouTube and TikTok. YouTube pushes a lot of weed stuff.
I see a lot of like weed related sketches and videos, but I don't see a lot of weed stand up.
I've seen quite a bit of weed stand up.
Oh, really? Okay. Well, maybe my algorithm hates me and is trying to fuck with my ability to put, I don't know. What are you? That's salt. You're not gonna eat salt. Jesus.
I know, fucking. I don't know what my cat's doing right now. She just ran into my closet and won't leave.
Oh my God. Come out of the closet. It's 2026. I know it's scary, but don't let them scare you.
I know it's me when I've had a bad day going back in the closet. All right.
Literally.
What's the most unhinged crowd reaction you've ever had?
I have a joke about Michael Jackson's kid blanket.
Oh my God. Okay.
And not everyone, when I first did the joke, I didn't ask the crowd who Blanket, if they knew who Blanket was. I would just talk about Blanket Jackson, and some people, younger people, usually confused, or older people who aren't as in touch with pop culture. Anyway, that doesn't matter. So I put in, are you guys all familiar with Michael Jackson's Kid Blanket? Like that is the opening of the joke. It's not smooth. It's just, do you guys know who Blanket Jackson is? And the first time I ever did that, and I was looking at the video yesterday because I was like, should I post this? I almost fell over wearing 6-inch heels because this man shouted, I'm going to go away from the mic a little bit. This man just went like, yeah! Yes!
So excited about that.
About Blanket Jackson. I scared Greta. I'm so sorry, baby. I was dressed up. It was a themed show, and all of the contestants have to do, all of the performers, it's like a competition show, and all of the contestants have to do drag. So I was in drag. My drag name whenever I do the show is Anne Frankenstein.
Ooh, oh my God, I fucking love that. Oh my God.
I think it beats. I love it. And I'm dressed up as Anne Frankenstein, and I asked this question. This man just cheers, just yes, top of his lungs. That I think is the to memory the best reaction. I mean, I've had like standing O's, I've had long breaks for laughter, but nothing beats that moment. Became like, it's recent, but that became my favorite moment.
Oh my God.
So far.
No, fucking
who cares about that? Was just beautiful. I mean, he had to be drunk. I hope he was drunk.
I also hope he was drunk, because like, question, how old is it? Blanket's an adult, right? It's Blanket's
in his 20s or 30s.
Okay,
he's around our
Okay, good. Blanket's over 18. Good. Because like, I would be concerned if someone was having that kind of reaction.
Not hot, and I can say that he's not hot. Sorry, what was that?
I was gonna say I would be concerned if like Blanket was still like under 18 and someone was having that kind of reaction about Blanket Jackson.
Yeah, that would be concerning. I think he's like, he might be actually early 20s. Wait, let's look it up. Blanket Jackson.
It's like,
I put in your math right now. How old do you think he is?
I'm gonna say 22.
Wow. Okay, very close. 23.
23. Oh shit. Okay.
23. How old are you? I'm 27.
I'm 25.
Okay. Well, okay. He's younger than both of us. So
yeah, he's the youngest out of the three. If
he's younger out of us, and he's not hot. I will say that. I mean, Michael Jackson. I don't think later in life was very good looking either, but young Michael Jackson was pretty good looking. And
young Michael Jackson. I mean, I don't know. I mean, Blanket.
I understand. I guess I'm just saying I understand why Michael put the blanket over him.
I don't want people to look at my ugly fucking baby. You just put a blanket over his face.
I want to hold him out the window, and people are going to be scared, but they might get excited that I might drop him if they see his face.
They're like, oh shit, no, I drop him out a window too. Fuck. Like,
honestly.
Oh my God. Fuck. Oh fuck. I remembered what I was gonna say. You mentioned you do drag also. Fucking so I've done a lot of things for the bit for comedy. Like for instance, one time I made a skit about like buying a fursuit head from Spirit Halloween. And it blew, like, it was my first viral video on TikTok. It blew up. It got like 200,000 views. Like it was fucking crazy. Like in a week, and it was fucking crazy. So for the bit, I did a stand-up set, do it like wearing a fursuit head. So I've been considering the idea of like doing drag also for the bit.
Why not? I don't do drag too often, but I help produce a burlesque stand-up show in Chicago.
Okay.
And that is incredibly liberating. I don't enjoy okay, so the way we do it is you do a burlesque performance and then stand-up. I don't enjoy doing stand-up half naked, I'm gonna be honest.
Okay, well.
But I wish I could be one of those comedians that's like, I want to be on the naked stand-up show in New York. No, don't put me anywhere near that stage. I don't want to do that. Don't look at any of this.
Naked stand-up in New York. This is the first time I'm hearing about this.
Oh my God, there's a show that says that's like this naked stand-up comedy show in might be in Brooklyn. Is
like, are they fully naked or are they, like dead ass, like just full buck fucking birthday suit? Jesus, oh my God.
Full bush.
I don't know if I have the confidence. I didn't even have enough confidence showing my dick to my doctor. You think I'm gonna show my dick to a crowd full of people?
It took me 3 years on Grindr to build up the confidence to send the first nude. Okay, I was on Grindr for 3 years before I sent a nude.
I've lost my.
No one does that. That's good stats, I think.
I've kind of lost confidence. Like for context, my fiance and I were poly, and like if we so choose to like hook up with people, we so choose. And I got my first, like someone asked me for nudes and I sent nudes and they said gross, and this happened like this week. And I've lost all confidence in my dick.
Don't let that because I've gotten that before too, and don't let that get to you because
oh my God.
I promise you, there's all you take your dick pic and you put it next to find the first weird dick pic that you can see on Grindr, and there's gonna be a lot of them. And I promise you, you're gonna feel a lot better.
Okay. All right, I will. I'll try.
Dicks aren't. Listen, no dicks are pretty. As a dick owner myself, no dicks are pretty. I'm quite frankly scared of my own. That being said, when someone says gross when someone has said gross about my penis before, I kindly say fuck off because you've definitely seen worse.
Ooh.
I'm sorry. There are dicks that curve like this. I had scoliosis before. My back did that. There are dicks with there's scolio dicks.
Scolio dicks?
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Can you imagine sucking that? You have to like do it. It's a fucking like abdomen workout.
No, I'm just imagining like how people like arch their back when they're like doing like sexy poses, like arching your neck to suck that dick.
Literally.
Oh my God.
And then like what do you do like when you're trying to go in and out? Like what is that process? I just no. So no, there is unless you have an S-shaped penis. You have a fine penis, unless it's smelly. You can't tell.
Honestly, no, that's real. Sure. That's real. I mean, you can't tell through.
You might want to cut. Yeah, you might want to cut this part of the podcast out.
Yeah, but as I go through, I'll cut out whatever I feel like probably would get you canceled. Anyway. So, what belief about comedy did you have early on that you've totally unlearned?
I did have a belief that there was only one way to be successful in stand-up. I had to get booked at like all of the major clubs.
Right.
And that was the only way I would earn recognition and upward mobility in stand-up. I would have to play like Zanies and Comedy Bar and Laugh Factory, which I've gotten to do Zanies and Laugh Factory before. Mm-hmm. But, like the idea that those shows give me validity was something that I lost kind of recently, but also earlier on. I put a lot of pressure in getting into those places. But then once I did, I realized that nothing, like just getting into that place wasn't going to do anything else for me.
Right.
I had to get in and then prove myself and continually prove myself at every single point because I was going to be looked at as like, I don't know what it's like. I don't know what it's like for you, but like in Chicago, there very much is like, you have to prove yourself mentality. Doesn't matter how many, like what you do, but like your age matters or how long you've been doing this matters here. So I just learned that like it's about a lot more than just making a great first impression. It's making a great first impression and then maintaining that impression every other time.
Right.
Um, there's this idea, there's this energy that's like, yeah, you have to continuously prove yourself. There's not just one, you don't just get something. Just like I had a clip like we just saw, like we were talking about, like I had a clip that blew up and got 2.6 million views.
Mhm.
That's an insane amount of eyes. And I got two big bookings out of it.
Damn, okay.
And I have like, I mean, it just reminded me that like how much work there is to do outside of just on stage, which is hard for me because then I get too invested in the outside of like off stage side of like the admin work, submitting to shows, submitting to festivals, applying to clubs, like auditioning, doing all that stuff, that I forget to write new material. So then by the time I get the chance, I'm performing material that they've seen in every single one of my submissions. And they're like, well, you don't have anything new. It's just it's a weird feeling of like not never being enough, but always feeling like I haven't done enough.
Right.
And just kind of like accepting that, no, I'm doing what I can. And there are things that are just not in my control. And I really have to be okay, which has helped me in a lot of other parts of my life. Like I am very good now at accepting like, okay, there are things I control, things I can't control. And though I don't like the things I can't control, I need to focus on I actually do need to focus on what I can control, because if I improve that, the things I can't control may get better.
May.
Because of my ability to control the things of my life, I might inadvertently affect something else happening to me.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't know if that makes any sense, but it's like with job, like, yeah, I don't know. So that's what I've learned, is that there's a lot more than just going on stage and doing a good job.
Yeah.
Which I, as stupid as it is, had that thought of like, well, I just need to be a good performer and nice to my fellow comedians.
Right.
And that's all I need. No, I need to do actual work. I need to like submit places. I need to produce shows, which I fucking hate. I love the shows I produce, but I hate the work so much. It's exhausting and exhilarating and painful.
Right.
But yeah, I don't know, but that's what I learned. I learned that it's more than just your performance, even though I feel like from the outside in, it's like, oh, this person worked really hard. Obviously, you work hard to get to that point, but in my brain, I'm like, oh, you worked hard on the craft.
Mm-hmm.
The other stuff I didn't think about. So
yeah, that's something I'm kind of like now getting into, is just realizing like, oh shit, okay, it's more than just like submitting like an application every month to do the open mic night at the Spokane Comedy Club. Like if I want to do like other shit, I have to, like, I don't just show up, write my name on a list. Like I gotta actually fucking like email producers, submit money to like do other shit. Like it's fucking crazy.
And that's the worst part. I mean, the fact that festivals charge you to submit, I understand it on one hand, but I hate it
fucking
with every other.
Like the cheapest I saw, I would just like look at the applications for festivals and just be like, wow, I don't have that money. I submitted my first one recently just because they had like an early bird admittance for $15. And even then, $15 still sounds like a lot of money just
for something that you're not going to be guaranteed. It's just like you're not I mean, it feels like you're wasting money, because it's like, I'm not going to benefit from this. It's truly like giving money. It feels like putting money. I've never been to church, but it feels like putting money in the basket at church.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, it's for the community, even though it's not going to help you at all. It's going straight to that pastor's pocket.
It is not for the community. It's for the pastor to go snort coke off of titties and then come back and be like, oh, Jesus.
Exactly. But then you're also like, but the pastor is putting on a comedy festival, which could help me, but definitely will help other aspiring comedians so it's just like this weird thing where it's like, I don't want to submit, I can't give you my money, but also if everyone had the mentality, then we wouldn't have any comedy festivals, because no one would be able to afford it, because as much as everyone's like, I love stand-up comedy, no one fucking wants to pay for stand-up comedy.
Completely unrelated side tangent. Who's that one fucking like televangelist that everyone is like talking about right now? Like fucking I forget his fucking name. I remember in a previous podcast episode, my guest like literally name dropped him, but I can't remember.
Televangelist. Kenneth Copeland?
No, I don't think so. I tell you what, I can't remember his name, but since I see you looking at Google, you might see what I'm talking about. It's this fucking guy.
Yeah.
He looks exactly like a young Martin Short. Like, fuck, I'm Googling it now too. Fucking famous televangelist.
Joel Osteen?
Joel Osteen. Look at that motherfucker and tell me that that's not a young Martin Short.
Oh no, that's why you said that now. I just was looking. I literally just typed in famous televangelist Google Images, and then I saw him, Joel Osteen. Yeah, that looks like Martin Short.
Yeah, that's just a fucking like 30-year-old Martin Short right there.
He could be in Only Murders in the Building season 17 when they need to recast.
No. What if What if the next season it's Martin Short's having an identity crisis and he's like, oh, I'm gonna do Botox, and then like he just fucking Joel Osteen just fills in for like a single episode, and it's like, oops, the Botox wore off. Like
that, and the whole arc is trying to convert the entire building to Catholicism.
Fucking no, real. I know there's I know there's a murderer after us, but what if we talk to Jesus? What
does Jesus think about this, guys?
What does Jesus think about our
buy me a Porsche. Porsche.
As always, thank you so much for tuning in to Out Loud, a queer comedy podcast. The fact that you're here means so much to me. Before we get started on the ad break, I just want to say that my cat has just jumped onto me. Okay, alright. Hi, Loca. Oh, as soon as I start making kissing noises, you jump off? Alright, well, fuck you too. I was about to say, before I was so rudely interrupted, before the ad break starts, I just want to acknowledge I'm a little late uploading this today. I was lazy and I slept in, so anyway. One thing I want to acknowledge is I don't know what's going on, but I've noticed that the last 2 episodes of the show on Spotify only hasn't been playing the ads. Like, it'll still play on other platforms, but for some reason not Spotify, so I'm just wondering what the hell's going on there. But if you want to listen to the show ad-free, and when I say ad-free, I mean like without even this little middle section here, go ahead and subscribe on Patreon, because that way you can listen to the show ad-free without any interruption whatsoever. That, of course, will be linked in the description below. And probably later tonight, the night I upload this, I will work on getting the backlog uploaded to Patreon. I've been kind of slacking on that. Fucking ADHD go burr, I guess. Anyway, I got a limited amount of time here, so let me just rush through the ads real quick. If you want to follow the show on social media, we can be found on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube at Out Loud Comedy Podcast. And Threads. I keep forgetting that we have a Threads. Threads is also Out Loud Comedy Podcast. If you want to follow me on social media, I can be found on TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, and Threads at CJW_comedy. My YouTube is just CJW Comedy. There's a fucking siren going on outside. What the fuck? And you can find my Bluesky at cjwcomedy.bsky.social. And you can find Quinn James on TikTok, Instagram, Threads, and YouTube at Quinn James Comedy. Over DMs, I asked Quinn James if they had any shows they wanted me to plug, and this is what they said. On February 24th at 7 p.m., Quinn James will be hosting at Zany's for amazing comic Sasha Roser. Roser? Fuck. I just tried to look up clips of her to figure it out, and she just refers to herself as Sasha, so I'm kind of fucked on the last name pronunciation there. But if you want to see Quinn James live, go to Zany's on February 24th at 7 p.m. Now, if you want to see me live, my last planned performance of this month will be not next week, but the week after, January 28th. Wednesday, January 28th at 7 p.m. to be exact, I'll be part of the never-ending open mic at the Spokane Comedy Club. There's going to be about 40 comics, or at least from what I heard, there's going to be about 40 comics there, and I'm sandwiched kind of in the middle, and it's also a free show, so if you just want a night of just non-stop stand-up comedy, then this is your place. Now it's time to talk about the show's sponsor, Dubby Energy. Dubby brings you sugar-free, jitterless energy blends 1 tub at a time. Just add 1 scoop to a glass of water or a shaker bottle and you are good to go. Dubby comes in such flavors as Japanese yuzu, which honestly sounds pretty good, Bleeding Orange, which is part of their Chainsaw Man collab, a mango pitaya flavor, which is so graciously named Grandpa's Denture Water, and also what is now currently my favorite flavor, the Egress Strike, which comes from their Soul Leveling collab. It's a tropical blue punch flavor, which, yeah, this hits harder than when Ginu's mom woke up. So if you click the link in the description or enter code CJWComedy at checkout, you'll get 10% off your order. Now that the ad break is over, I just want to make a quick apology to Quinn James. So this episode was supposed to be out on January 20th, and at the day of uploading this, it is January 25th, 5 days past the deadline. I had a crap ton of computer problems. Like, it turns out it was just my old-ass computer shitting on me. Like, it was just a bunch of, like, technical errors, plus ADHD, plus just a huge, comedy of errors, so to speak, and because of that, this episode is out 5 days late, and I really just want to apologize for that. But anyway, that all said, I hope you guys have really been enjoying this episode so far. It is easily one of the best ones that I have recorded to date, and my cat is once again trying to bust down the door, so I'm gonna go take care of her. You guys enjoy the rest of this episode.
Okay, so when talking with a lot of other queer comics about the comedy community as a whole, I've gotten a lot of mixed reactions. Some say it's one of the most welcoming and understanding communities that there is, and others say that it's this incredibly toxic culture. Where do you stand on that, and or do you have a different opinion altogether?
I think it depends on the scene,
Mm-hmm.
I felt incredibly welcomed in Chicago in every part of the scene that I've been to. You know what? I'm going to say 3 things. I'm going to say 3 things. 1, it depends on the scene. 2, it depends. Like, I felt incredibly welcomed pretty quickly by most people in the Chicago comedy scene. Obviously, there are going to be people who are like, I just don't like that person, because there are people who I think when the minute I meet them, I'm like, you know what? I got a bad vibe. I don't like that person. And that's human reaction. That's fine. I have generally positive reaction in Chicago. And I do think a part of it is, are you funny?
Right.
If you go on stage and bomb, but you're are you confident? Are you not, like, if you go on stage and bomb and you don't yell at at an open mic, at your first open mic, or your first couple open mics when you bomb, which is often, if every single time you walk off like, well, fuck this, fuck that, fuck you, slur, 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 I hate you all, blah. Like, if you take things personally, I think you're going to have an unfun time. It's weird. I understand how people have a bad time entering comedy. This is for everybody, I guess. I'm not even talking about queer people. I was just thinking of everybody. I don't think if you're a queer comic entering the scene and you're uncomfortable, I think that's because you went to the wrong open mic to start with.
Yeah.
And I say that as a queer person who went to the wrong open mic to start with. But right after it, I went to a great one. So I think it's also about like, you have to persevere. You're gonna be uncomfortable, but your response to the uncomfortable can either be, I'm not gonna go back there again, or it could be, I'm not gonna go back there for a little bit because I need to let myself recover from that. That made me uncomfortable. And I am gonna go back and I'm going to wipe the floor. Even if you don't go up, even if you were there and somebody else went up and you saw them bomb and throw a bunch of superlatives and just be really uncomfortable and that made you want to leave. Been there so many times where I've gone to a mic, signed up, felt the vibes out, and was like, never mind, crossed my name and left.
Right.
But then I go back a few weeks later, sign up again, and that time though, I'm like, okay, now that I understand what it's like here, I'm going to go as early as I can on the list, go up and get the fuck out because I want to say I did it here. And that way I will feel better about coming back in the future. So I think doing stuff like that, sussing it out, vibing it out. But I think it's been a generally positive experience for me. And I think it's easy to close yourself off to people because of what they might seem like they're going to be like.
Right.
There was a guy who came up to me after one of my first sets of an open mic. And he did what all straight guys do, but he gave me unwarranted advice about a joke. But he also turned into someone who was like, I enjoy running into him at open mics. And that happened pretty quick. He's like, hey, great job. I've seen you at other open mics. I know you're new to this. I just wanted to say, I think for this one joke, this is what you should do here. And then I gave him shit for walking up to me and giving me unwarranted advice. And then we went outside and smoked. What? And that goes back to bringing joints with me and making friends. Like, I think it really, like, the ball is in your court. People, stand-up is a lonely world. You go on stage and you go up there alone, even at an open mic. Like, your friends might be there, but you want people on your side. So bring a joint, smoke somebody out, buy someone a beer. I think those are, like, the way to do it. The way to feel welcomed in the comedy scene, I think, is to welcome yourself.
Yeah.
And be like, hey, my name's Quinn. I'm so happy to be here. Here's a joint. How's your day been? What's it been like? That tells people you're confident. It tells people you're happy to be here and you're happy to hear from them, even though you've never met before. And that's a sense of flattery that I think people like.
Yeah.
And I'm going to take my advice and start doing more of that because I haven't done that a lot recently.
That's like how businessmen would do coke in the 80s. Comedians, we do business
exactly
by smoking weed.
I mean, hey, things haven't changed that much.
I guess not, no.
I think that is truly the best way to, like, I think straight men are onto something with the way that they carry themselves in the world. Like, everything is for them.
Yeah, fucking.
And I think we can all carry ourselves like that.
Yeah.
That's all. I don't know if you're going to ask me about this, but comedians that impacted me, Chelsea Handler was one of them because she very much handled herself like a male comedian would.
Yeah, no, I fucking love her.
And still, I guess, doesn't, like, not like a male comedian would, but like she gave comedy a sense of no fucks given that at her time was reserved for a lot of male comedians.
Real.
And her special, You Gonna Be Kidding Me, awful title, but like one of my favorite, like, it's such an impactful special for me, the way that she would like blend it, just, yeah. And I think she really represents carrying yourself with the confidence of a straight white man, even if you're not.
Okay, well, one question I was going to ask that was going to be after the one I was about to ask is, who's a comedian you would love to open for but are terrified to? Would you say it's Chelsea Handler?
Chelsea Handler or Maria Bamford.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah. They're both incredibly influential to me for very different reasons. And Chelsea Handler, I would worry about not being funny enough.
Right.
And Maria Bamford, I would worry about not being real enough.
Okay. Like, it's kind of like that whole, like, don't be your heroes mentality where you're afraid they're not going to live up to this, like, standard expectation you have for them.
I think they would. I think that I would be afraid of disappointing them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I wouldn't want to. I wouldn't want to shoot my shot, them say yes, and then bomb in front of them. They matter so much to me.
Okay, who the fuck was it recently? It was like Bert Kreischer was super like a fan of Adam Sandler, and then they did a video call together, and then 5 minutes in, Adam Sandler was like, "No, I fucking hate you. I don't want to talk to you ever again."
Oh, I love that.
Yeah,
Okay,
no,
that makes me happy because I hate Bert Kreischer. But exactly, I'm scared that Chelsea. I mean, Maria Bamford, I think would be nice about it, but I feel like Chelsea Handler would be like, "Fuck, that was awful. Never speak to me again."
No, fuck you. Like,
yeah, she's East Coast. She'd be like, "Go fuck yourself." No,
not real. Okay, so what's your comedy hot take that could get you canceled by other comics?
Oh, I don't feel like I have a
If you don't feel like you have one,
canceled by other comics. I don't think so. I think I'm.
you know what would definitely get you canceled on Twitter, but you don't know what would get you canceled like by your like
Yeah.
comedians.
Yeah, I don't know what I could do or say that would anger my fellow comedians because I feel like I love our community too much.
Okay. All right, well then
But I know I could say something that would anger the public
oh yeah,
if I
no,
ever got
real. So we'll skip that one for now. And then if you had diplomatic immunity for 24 hours, how would you use it?
Oh, rob a bank.
Rob a bank.
I need money. I'm broke.
Honestly, real. No, so real, so real.
I wish I had a fun answer for that, but you caught me on a dark day, and money is what I need.
Yeah, no, real money is what everyone fucking. Oh my god, if
I'm like, I'd love to be like, I would steal a plane and go to my favorite like European country and go on a shopping spree. No, I would go to the nearest bank, steal the money from the safe, and put it into my account.
oh my god, no. The last person I asked that question
and
to
pay off everything. Actually, no, I take it off and pay off everything so that way they can't ask for the money back.
No, fucking. Oh my god, no. I would do that and then just pay off all my debt and then buy a house.
Pay it all off and then start the next day clean slate.
Because that's the thing is that if you have diplomatic immunity for that day, they can't do anything to you. Like,
and that's fine.
The Joker murdered Jason Todd, but was like, "Oh no, you Batman, you can't arrest him. Fucking, he has diplomatic immunity, and because he's the ambassador to Iran." How the fuck did the Joker become the ambassador to Iran? Who the fuck?
Wait, did that actually happen in the comics?
Yeah, no. In the comics, fucking. So, do you know about like the death of Jason Todd? Like,
yeah, that's Robin, right?
Yeah. He was like the second Robin. The Joker brutally beat him to death with a crowbar in a fucking warehouse, and then blew up the warehouse. And Batman wanted to like fucking arrest Joker, make him pay, almost came fucking close to murdering him. And then Superman had to stop him, but it's like, he murdered my son. Is like, yeah, but he's the fucking ambassador to Iran. He has diplomatic immunity. Who the fuck let him be the ambassador to Iran? We don't know, but we'll arrest him as soon as he tries to blow up the UN. Like fucking, it's crazy.
Damn. Okay.
Yeah, no, that is a real. That's an actual plot line to a Batman comic, and like, comic books are way more serious than people like expect them to be.
That's wild.
You know, it's fucking. Oh my god.
I love the movie. Oh my god, I like this. I like the superhero movies. They're fun for me to like. In fact, that's what I'm gonna do tonight. After this, I'm gonna pack my Bluesky and watch probably some stupid Marvel movie.
Oh yeah.
But I did not know. Wow. Yeah. Wait. What are your comfort movies? I'm gonna ask you a question before you ask me another question.
Comfort movies. I haven't really put a lot of thought into that. I know my favorite movie of all time is this indie comedy from the 70s called Harold and Maude.
Oh my god, my partner loves. My partner loved. That's a good one.
Oh god, Harold and Maude is so fucking good. I guess I'll explain it for the audience with like we'll just start another Zoom call. Fuck it, because we got 4 minutes left in this one.
Okay. Is that okay with you?
Yeah, no, fuck it. I'm down.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm fucking down. But Harold and Maude is this movie where it's about this young guy named Harold, and like he's like 19 or something, and like he's obsessed with death to the point where he is like he constantly fakes suicides. And it's like Like literally, the movie opens up with him. It's like the whole soundtrack is done by Cat Stevens, and it's like,
It's so good.
and it's playing just like a happy-go-lucky Cat Stevens song, and then he fucking hangs himself, and then his mom walks
It's like
into
a
the room.
montage.
It's like, but it's not a no. Like it's just the whole opening is like a 3 minutes of setup to him hanging himself, and then his
yeah.
mom walks in and just has zero reaction. She just walks over to like his body and just grabs the phone and just starts making dinner plans with her friend. And then it cuts to Harold on the rope, and then he's like, ah, like making like fucking like guttural noises, like trying to get his mom's attention, and she just doesn't fucking care. And then you find out throughout the course of the movie that he just does this. He just pretends to kill
All of the
himself,
time.
like all the time. He finds elaborate ways to fake suicides, and but then
So creepy.
and then
Funny.
but then how he has his favorite pastime is he'll just go to random funerals, and he also drives a hearse. Like that's a big part of his identity is that he drives a hearse. And then one day he's at a funeral and he sees this one lady who's like in her 70s, and she's like dressed in like super sunny clothing and like is very happy go lucky, and kind of, and then like she, the first time he meets her, she steals someone else's car, and then the second time he meets her, she steals his hearse, and she offers to drive him home, and they're like halfway to his house, and then she's like, God, I just love these little Cadillac hearses, don't you, Harold? And it's like, yeah, this is my hearse. And she slams on the brakes and goes, this is your hearse? Yeah. Well, then why the fuck am I driving you home? You need to drive me home. Like, this is your car. And then they just develop this like friendship that slowly turns into them falling in love with each other. And
yeah, then she dies.
She does die because at the very end she kills herself.
Yeah.
And it's like,
because she's like,
you find out throughout the course of the movie. Sorry, I'll let you talk for a second.
No, you're okay. I'm just like, because she's just like, this is like, you have to live life. Isn't that like,
yeah,
she was like, does like this like monologue.
Like that's like her like deathbed monologue. It's like you need to live life and stuff. But like she, throughout the course of the movie, you kind of see these little hints where she's like, I think 80 is the perfect age to die. And like this. And then there's this one scene where they're kind of like cuddling in like a field. And he looks down and he sees numbers tattooed on her arm. And he realizes in that moment, holy fuck, she's a Holocaust survivor. So like you can kind of
realize the Holocaust was real.
Yeah. And like that's kind of like you kind of see why she has this mentality of like, I want to die at 80. It's like but I think the movie is it's such a beautiful movie, and I don't
think
it's
really well done,
and I don't think it gets the recognition it deserves.
No, it's a great. My partner showed it to me when we like first started seeing each other. Because she met my bubby and she was like, she sounds like Maud. I was like, who the hell's Maud? And I found out and I was like, wow, yeah, no, old Jewish women all sound alike.
Oh man.
I don't know if that's anti-Semitic. I think it's just true.
I mean, I think you're allowed to say it. I don't think I can.
Yes, you can. We're living in Obama's America. Yes, you can.
Oh God, I wish we were living in Obama's America.
Fuck. Right? I know.
I wish it's
ironic.
Wish it's still, yeah. Okay. Recording in progress. All right. I love having to constantly restart this. It's great.
I'm sorry I'm talking. Is this going longer than it usually goes? I'm sorry if I'm just yapping.
No. You're good. You're good. Luckily today I have nothing going on, so like this is great. Like I love because like usually like not everyone is so like ready to just like sit down and like have a conversation. Like some people will just be like, oh, like I got like an hour to spare, let's do this for like an hour or whatever the fuck. But then like this is kind of the first time I've ever like had been like so deeply enthralled in conversation with someone where like we are just not stopping. Like it's just fucking great.
Hey, I think that's good. I feel like that makes for a better podcast. Can you not? You don't get to interrupt me and hiss at me. You're in my space. She's like batting at my hand and hissing. No, stop. I'll put you in that oven. Okay.
Bitch, fuck you too.
Honestly.
All right, let's see. Where were we?
Okay. Sorry about that. I am ready now.
All right, you're good. All right, so let's assume you go to therapy, which as a comedian is very likely not happening, but let's just say that it is. If you could choose any fictional character to be your therapist, who would it be and why?
Oh. Sarah Paulson in All's Fair.
Oh my God. Okay.
Sarah Paulson in All's Fair. I think we would speak a similar language.
Yeah.
I do well with tough love and honesty. And so I think having a therapist like that would be good for me. I have been in therapy before, but I'm currently 4 years sober of therapy.
You're real. No, I did therapy for a little bit in like 2023. And then what had happened was that we had switched from like in-person appointments to over the phone appointments. And I missed my therapist calling me by like, and then like 2 minutes later I tried calling the therapist back and they like would not pick up the phone. And then I kind of was just like, what the fuck? So then like I left a voicemail.
That's rude.
I left a voicemail being like, hey, like I missed your call, like can you call me back, whatever. And then like 2 weeks goes by and my therapist then sends me a voicemail being like, oh, like I haven't heard from you in a while, come schedule an appointment. I'm like, what the fuck? Like
I literally tried to.
Like I tried calling
and you
ghosted me. Like you ghosted me for 2 weeks. Like what the fuck? So I was like fuck therapy. Like no, therapy is very beneficial, but like I went from having abandonment issues about my dead parents to having abandonment issues about my therapist. Like it's
oh my God, that's like I mean honestly I did fuck a therapist. I mean fuck it, I did fuck a therapist and that it wasn't good. Therapists as a sexual partner are a bad idea. They shouldn't have sex.
Do they not have good aftercare or
too much?
Too much aftercare.
Too much before care, too much during care, and too much aftercare.
Oh my God.
This person like narrated everything they were doing to me.
Oh my God. No, just
to make sure that I was okay with it.
I mean, like I feel like that's a little valid. Like here and there, being like, "Do you want me?"
I think like they, but like, this person, like every single thing this person, they were like, "Okay, I'm about to put my hand on your arm. Is that okay?" And I'm like, "Yeah." When you do that, you take away the spontaneity and the fun of it. Like, you take away a little bit of the fun when you warn me about you about to kiss my neck. Just do that. Don't give me a heads up.
Fucking like
we're both naked and you're on top of me. I think we both want to be here.
I can understand like a little bit of like, oh, like say you're going from like eating out to about to be like, oh, I'm about to finger you. Are you okay with that? Like I can understand
That's fine.
Like I can understand that, but to be like, I'm about to sensually caress your thigh. Like fucking like no, oh my God, that sounds horrible. I want to be fucked like a slut. I don't need you to like psychologically analyze me. Like
we literally so and then aftercare and psychoanalyzing, this person I was seeing, this was like a situationship I had after I dated this person and got my heart broken. Right? So now I'm dating a therapist, which awful idea to rebound date a therapist.
Oh God, no, that sounds horrible.
They were like asking too many questions and psychoanalyzing too many things. But so my ex was asexual.
Okay.
We didn't really do anything physically.
Mm-hmm.
After me and this person have sex, do you want to know what they said to me? After the first time we had sex, this therapist says, did that remind you of your ex? I thought therapists were supposed to have good listening skills.
What? I'm sorry. Fucking what?
And here's the best part. I've tried incorporating that story into my stand-up, but like I can't think of there's no clean way to wrap that story up after I did it. This was my like, did that remind you of your ex? No. 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 Nothing about what we just did was anything my ex ever even thought about doing to me.
Oh my God.
Like, none of the stuff we just did was ever on the menu for me and my ex.
Oh
no,
my
none of
God.
this reminded me of them.
What the fuck?
An insane question to ask. Did this remind you of your ex? And then they told me about how they were a recovering sex addict. And they also told me that their job requires them to be okay with bed bugs. They told me all of this after having sex with them. I was like, you did everything wrong.
Okay, hold on.
You maybe asked for a lot of oh, sorry.
No. You're good. You can go on your roll. I'm just processing everything you're saying. What the fuck? Okay.
Yeah. Anyway, so
what the fuck does being a therapist have to do with bed bugs? That's what I want to know. What the fuck does that have to do?
Because it was like it was like this job where they would have to like, it was like therapist and like social worker or something. So they would have to
okay.
Clients would have to get into their car, stuff like that, and they worked with like unwell people.
For some weird reason, like saying therapist and then being this job requires me to be okay with bed bugs is like, are you a therapist whose job requires you to fuck all your clients? Like what do you mean?
Here's the thing. I mean, they're talented in the bedroom. Don't get me wrong. If that was their job, I salute them. I understand their clients. I would keep going to that therapist too. That being said, I can't think of a more uncomfortable thing to say to another individual after sex than, did that remind you of your ex?
Oh my God.
I would rather you bring up like quite literally anything else. Why is that? Because also it's like, why is that the person that's coming to mind right now?
Oh my God. No, real. What the fuck?
Yeah, so I don't know how I got there, but sex and therapists are bad.
Oh my God. No, oh man. This is definitely the most unhinged answer I've gotten from that question. I've had like two people say they want Robin Williams from Good Will Hunting. And and then I always tell people that the fictional therapist I want is okay. Do you play video games?
Not too much anymore, but I used to.
Okay. Are you familiar with a video game called Psychonauts?
No, but I'm Googling it now. I'm gonna Google it.
Okay, great. So Psychonauts, it's like this game where like you kind of like delve into people's minds and stuff. And it anyway, so there's this character in that game called the Milkman.
The Milkman?
Yeah, the Milkman. I want you to right now look up the Milkman. Look up I am the Milkman, my milk is delicious. Just Google that for me. And then watch whatever clip YouTube tells you to look at.
Psychonauts. Okay. Oh no.
Is it the clip of him being abducted by an alien, or did you just find a compilation?
It's whatever this is.
Yes, the clip of him being abducted from the milk. Yeah. Yeah, no, I just want that. I feel like his milk will fix me.
I mean, you know what?
If his milk is good enough for him to ascend to heaven on an alien spacecraft, I feel like that's enough to fix my fucked up brain.
Yeah, if his milk is delicious, it should be good enough to fix whatever fucked up fuckery is happening in your
whatever the fuck's going on in my brain.
Yeah, I thought milk is supposed to be good for the body.
Oh my God. So,
oh my God.
How does being queer affect your comedy? How has your perspective made you stand out compared to other non-queer comedians?
I think it's affected my comedy. It has affected what I view. It affects what I view as funny, I think.
Yeah.
Because there are lots of straight acts that are incredibly successful. Even in Chicago, there are lots of local comedians who are straight, who are very successful local. Mm-hmm. They're very successful comedians, not just in Chicago, but in the Midwest. They're great. And I don't get it.
Right.
Or they're even on the national stage. There are lots of comedians who are just big, straight comedians, and I don't get the appeal. I think it makes me view things through a slightly more, I feel like I view things through a bit more of like I don't know if this is because I'm queer, because I'm autistic, but
could be both.
I tend to question a lot about what's acceptable in mainstream culture. I know I said I have a very mainstream like For You page, like I'm like what I'm consuming and stuff in mainstream, but in like in culture, but like I think that queerness affects, what the fuck was I saying? With my queer, I questioning. I like to question a lot. I don't understand, and that's why I think it's more about my autism affecting me. I don't understand certain rules that we have as a society.
Right.
Um, rules around words, like rules around time and place for the words, rules about when it's okay to laugh and make jokes. And I'm not sure if that's because I'm queer or not. I feel like the queerness in me is intrinsically joyful.
Uh-huh.
I I think a lot of joy, like a lot of my joy and optimism comes from the queer community and from the queer persistence. I think that's also what I find really meaningful in Judaism for myself, is just this idea of we will overcome, we will move on, we will become better, then we will grow from this, and we will become better, and we can be stronger together. There's just this beautiful joy that I find in that within the queer community as well, that I think really powers me, because the sets that I have that I enjoy the most, though I'm making dark jokes and I'm, some might say, mean, it's coming from a place of joy, and hope. It's cynical hope, but it's hope, because I think I'm here to entertain. When I'm on stage, I'm here to entertain. And so going on stage with that hope, even though I'm talking about edibles before going to the 9/11 museum, or pronouns, or whatever stupid joke I'm making, going on stage with that joy and that hope for something better next is what keeps me going. And that's also what I very much use, like with politics, like with what's happening in our politics. Like, it is terrifying and scary, but it's been terrifying and scary before, and we overcame it by fighting and protesting and sharing our joy. And I think there's a lot of power in that.
Yeah. I feel like that kind of leads. Oh, sorry.
No, you're good. I just was laughing at myself.
You're good. I feel like that kind of leads into my next question, which is what do you think the role of comedy is in social change, and do you feel like it can be used for a tool for activism?
I think it can be used as a tool for activism, just like, I mean, most forms of art and entertainment can, but I think it's important to understand the difference between someone giving a politically empowered or politically charged speech and somebody doing stand-up comedy. If that makes sense. Like, this idea, I feel like there's been this thing recently, and not just with crazy with right-wing leaning comedians like Chappelle, but also with leftist and progressive and queer community, like with all types of comedians, there's been somewhat of a push to be a philosopher in the way that people would to be a philosopher in a way that's like, people are going to look back and see what you believe, like, said on certain things. But it's like, our job is to, as a comedian, is to entertain, is to make people laugh.
Right.
I think in a good, and I think like that's, yes, so that yes, it can be used for activism the same way great theater can entertain you and also make you think. I think comedy should do good comedy should entertain you and make you laugh first and foremost. And if it makes you think about something, that's great. I've done shows before for predominantly Republican or older audiences that don't necessarily get me or like me. And my goal when I go and perform on that stage is not to change their mind. I'm going on stage for anywhere between 5 to 20 minutes. I'm not going to change your mind in 5 to 20 minutes. I'm a theater school dropout who changed majors 9 times. I'm not going to change your mind about things.
Right.
But I can, at least I can make you laugh and then make you think, wow, if that queer non-binary Jew made me laugh, maybe they're not all that bad.
Okay.
And or maybe just, wow, that non-binary, that trans fag Jew sure was funny. That can snowball into something greater later. So I do think that there has to be a separation of there should be allowed a separation of art and the artist. Like an artist should be allowed to make art that disagrees with what they actually believe, because that is a fascinating mindset to enter as well, especially if comedians are writers.
Mm-hmm.
It is a fun exercise to write something from a different perspective, and then to share that is vulnerable and interesting.
Okay.
So I think that yes, it's a part of it, but it shouldn't be expected that just because someone is a queer comedian, they're going to get on stage and deliver a 10-minute long empowering message on queer resilience.
Right.
I think queer resilience should be seen by this person going on stage and making everybody, no matter what, laugh and smile and have fun. Yeah. And if they, yeah, so that's my thoughts on activism in comedy. I think it's important. I think it's a part of it, but I don't think it needs it. Not that it doesn't need to be there. It doesn't. Does what I'm saying make sense?
Yeah. Comedy can be used as a tool for activism, but comedy itself is not activism.
Yeah, like it's speaking truth to power, which is obviously activism. That is what comedy does. It points at things in power and pokes at it. It pokes at the big things.
Right.
And that's what comedy should do. But you shouldn't look at a comedian and take morals, I guess is what I'm saying. You shouldn't take morals and lessons from what a comedian is saying. We're making you laugh. Mm-hmm. You can think about it, and there's layers to what we're saying. And there is a truth behind it. There's something we're getting at, but that is not what you should be expecting a comedian to do every time.
Okay.
I guess.
Yeah. Specifically one thing when you said philosophy, I just thought of fucking Mel Brooks in History of the World Part 1 being like, I'm a stand-up philosopher.
Exactly. Well, I mean, and that philosophers kind of were the stand-up comedians of the time. They were saying their thoughts.
Yeah.
They were just writing their thoughts down and telling people their thoughts. And their thoughts on life and what life means. And I think, and it was an exchange of ideas. We've lost that exchange part.
Yes.
Where this is my idea, this is your idea. Let's tell them to each other and let's see if anything crosses. Now this is my idea. Do you agree with it? And there's less of I don't want to hear your point of view. There's just this is mine.
Right.
Do you like it or no? And I feel like that exchange of ideas is kind of gone. And that's what's really important too. That remembering that's why Cannabis is so important to me, is that it's an amalgamation of the entire cannabis and comedy community. Not every lineup is going to be the same, because every strain you smoke isn't the same, and every time you hang out with new friends, it's never the same.
Right.
So, and I think that's important, this idea that we keep evolving and changing and listening to new ideas.
Yeah, no, that I definitely feel like we've kind of lost that in kind of this age. I don't know if it's necessarily the age of social media is the reason why I feel like we've lost that, but it's more just that's just how the vibe of the 21st century is.
Well, I think that's kind of because of social media. I mean, everything is so personalized now.
Yeah.
Everything can be done to your exact opinion.
Yeah.
And that's kind of scary, that edges off the exchange of ideas, because it makes you real, because it does give every niche its own hierarchy almost. And so I think and now it's no longer exchanging ideas, it's seeing what idea is the best to climb up each hierarchy. And that's not great for society. That's just building more and more different types of incellular communities.
Yeah, it's I
mean, there are people who act like incels who aren't straight white men. I know plenty of trans people who are you just need to be chill and have sex and you'd be more likable.
I feel like the definition of incel has been ruined for me, because I always thought incel was just these kind of assholes who complain about not having sex, but then I'll hear about people who still have that incel mentality even though they are having sex, and I'm like, what the fuck? How? I thought the whole point was you need to go fuck something so you'll stop being this asshole, but you're still this much of an asshole.
some people are just assholes too. And I think we have to be okay with that. And I think that's also though a part of social media is that because we can live in our own niches so much and just live in our own bubbles, we aren't exposed to a world of assholes as much. So when one breaks in, we're like, what the fuck is this? Dude, there are so many assholes out there. When I went to college, I was surrounded by them. I got drinks and pennies thrown at me.
Oh.
I had that happened to me in Chicago too. I've had coins thrown at me here, like by people like just stupid, small-minded, incellular vibe people, and it's just like you just need to be okay listening to somebody else's opinion. You're not always right.
Yeah.
Nobody's always right from any side of anything. It's humanly impossible to always be right and to be good.
Yeah.
I don't know if that made any sense.
No, it makes sense. I mean, you also, I just don't have any weed with me, so I'm not smoking weed. You're clearly.
I'm so sorry. I should never smoke when I do these things, but I always feel like I should because it makes me just more off the cuff. But then I realize that I can't think of good answers.
No. What you are thinking of good answers. It's just that your brain is currently expanding at the moment, and you're just like you have like probably a lot more answers than most people would, honestly.
Well, yeah, I have to get to it. It's just going to take me longer. So I think that's also why this is going so long because I ramble and then I finally get to what I'm supposed to say.
No, but fucking like the way that I see it, the more you ramble, that's more airtime that you have. And my goal with this podcast is to give queer, the blah 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 blah. I just talked myself real fucking stupid, but I like to give queer comics airtime.
Yes,
like that's the whole point of this podcast. And yeah, no problem. I just wish I want this podcast to get to a point where I can start paying people.
But that happens in time, like it's a growth. That yeah,
like I sell, I do sell ads on the podcast, but that's just because the service that I run the podcast through does it for me. Yeah. Like I pay money every month for it to run podcasts. It's like, oh yeah, I'm paying $16 a month, but oh look, I've gotten $1 in ad sales.
I know. I was thinking about starting a podcast last summer, and I was like, I just can't afford to invest in this to not make anything back for until it takes off. Yeah, but so I salute it. It's a lot of work.
Yeah, I'm just hoping it takes off soon because fuck, I need bills.
Yeah,
I have bills. So what do you wish someone had told you before your first year of comedy?
Oh, I'm very fortunate. When I started doing stand-up, I took a stand-up class at Second City.
That's a thing.
And I had, yeah.
Okay.
And it was, I mean, a lot, and there are a lot of people who do it. Like, I mean, like, it's not like they don't teach you how to they don't teach you how to be funny because you can't teach funny, but it was great for my first 3 months in stand-up. Every week it was kind of like school where I had to write something new.
Okay.
Each week I had to come in with at least one new joke. So it like pushed me to write more. I also had to go to open mics. So I had to practice all the material. We would perform it in the class. And I had a teacher, an amazing, amazing teacher, Angie McMahon, who I absolutely love. She's a Chicago comic. But so she was an incredible teacher who was super real with us, with the class about starting in stand-up for anyone who was like truly, it was a stand-up 1 class. So I don't know if anyone else from my class actually kept doing stand-up except for me. Mm-hmm. But she was like, a lot of them were there because it's also like stand-up classes are great to take. I mean, we live in Chicago where a lot of business jobs, like you have to do lots of business meetings, you have to do a lot of presentation stuff. So I know a lot of people from that side of the world, in the business world, will take classes at Second City and Annoyance and stuff to learn improv skills and stand-up skills that they can use in giving a presentation. So she would talk to us very much about like the realistic side of comedy though, and she was very honest about what the booking process is like, how she was just very honest about how the industry functions because she's been working in it for I think 20 years.
Yeah.
maybe a little longer. But so she was just a very honest teacher and was very about everything, about starting your career, about how your jokes were coming along, stage presence. So I was really thankful to her. She really kind of laid a pretty solid foundation for me of what to expect once I started going to more like really going to open mics and like pursuing professional comedy.
Yeah, I wish I had something like that because I got into stand-up comedy because that friend that I had mentioned earlier, like I had mentioned like it was something that I'd always been curious about, and she was like, "Oh, why don't you just like here's like the website link, go sign up for the open mic at Spokane Comedy Club," which like it's definitely weirder than other open mics because like with that you have to sign up like a month in advance just because like it's like so like I found that this club does it, and in Seattle the Emerald City Comic Club does it too. But I think it's just because it's like the biggest venue in the city, and so many people are like trying to like get on stage and like all this shit. So like because there's like so many people, like they have to do it like a month in advance. It's just like how it is. But it's like that was all I knew going into it was just like do that. And then I tried it out and I really liked it. So it was like, oh yeah, like I'll sign up to do the comedy club every month. And then I found out like, there's more you if you want to get good at comedy, you need to do more than just like going on stage
Just
once a month, right? It's like, oh, okay. And then I start doing more open mics, at least as much as I can, because I use the bus, so I can't hit every open mic every week. But like there's that, and then it's like you realize if you want to get like big in comedy, you can't just only hit open mics. You got to do this. I'm like, okay, how the fuck do I do that? I don't know. Figure it out, pussy. Like this. Like
I mean, yeah, a lot of it is still figure. No, go.
Like I wish I had like someone like a class where they could like detail like, okay, if you want to actually pursue comedy, you need to know this, 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 and this. Like you should like fucking like that. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it was definitely like it was just great to be, like hear someone who's been pursuing it as well to be like, this is what you need to do. You need to go to open mics like this many times a week. You need to talk to people. Like it's all about. She was like, it's all about connections. It's going to like the more people you meet, the more people you're nice to, the more people that you impress at open mics. Like that's how you get your first booking, and then after that, it's all about like consistency. I mean, she taught me everything that I said in the first 40 minutes you recorded, where it's just like you have to be consistent, you have to show up, you have to be personable, you have to what else was I gonna say? I mean, that's like I feel like the weird thing about stand-up is that like it doesn't matter what advice you get at the beginning, you're always gonna need more.
Right.
Like there's always going to be something more to learn, and you're for like, and because it's like it's like a multi-sided dice to also bring back Stranger Things. Like there's so many late like things happening and things to keep your eye on. That you just have to choose what thing you're going to focus on first. Is it going to be stage time? Is it going to be writing in new material? Like I was writing on my own for like 2 years before I even took a stand-up class or went to an open mic.
Yeah.
Because at that point I was like, okay, I'm comfortable with the writing side of things, but I have no idea how to put myself out there. That was the thing I was struggling the most with, and still do. And so I think it's very personal, like what advice you get in your first year is so dependent on what you as a comedian need. And I think for me, hearing a teacher like talk about putting yourself out there, and it sounds like similar for you too, like getting out there and like showing who you are feels like such an obvious thing to say, but it not always is. It's like you don't always think of that right away. It's literally like what's something fun about yourself. You don't fucking know fun things about yourself. You don't know what you're doing when you first start off. I don't know if that makes sense. Anyways.
No, it makes sense. Yeah. So we are now at our last question.
Okay.
All right.
5 minutes.
What kind of legacy do you hope to leave in the world of comedy, and what do you want people to remember you for?
I want to be known for bringing positivity and happiness.
Yeah.
That is whenever someone says, why do I do comedy? It's because, or ask me why do I do comedy? It's because I truly think the thing I have to to provide the world. My gift to society is entertainment.
Yeah.
And laughter. And I think that's also why when you asked me about activism, I said it's more important that we entertain people, because for me, that's the most important part. I mean, as far back as entertainment has gone, it's been a place where you can go to reflect on the world that you're in, yes, but also escape it.
Yeah.
And in a world where the the powers that are corrupt are brought to justice, and the heroes prevail, and the jester tells a funny joke, and we all get to laugh. I want to leave a legacy of community building and joy. And that's what I hope I'm doing with the shows that I run in Chicago. I hope to to do more of that with social media. Now that I have more of a following, I want to start posting more, and I want to start doing more sketches and bringing in other people and other voices up with me, because that is what I've always wanted to do, is just build something for everybody to find joy in.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've kind of thought about this question a lot myself. Because like when I first started this, it was just like a question, like an idea that I had, but never really thought about. And I think for me, like it kind of goes back to like that escapism thing, because like how I got into comedy in the first place was like growing up, like kind of just like in like this shitty situation that I grew up in. I kind of used comedy as like an escape for like just to not fucking deal with the world. And now that I'm wanting to pursue it, it's like what I want to do is I want to be able to provide that escape for people. And then the reason why I'm like starting this podcast is because I want people who like, say for instance, like kids growing up like idolizing these comedians to know that say you are like a queer kid and all you're seeing are these like straight guys telling fucking gay jokes and like all this shit, that like queer comedians are out there, and like like they're out there, and like there is a community for you here.
Yeah, we're here for you when you want some entertainment and some laughs that are actually for you.
Yeah.
It's here. It's niche and it's hard to find sometimes, but yeah, it was fun. I mean, yeah, growing up is social. I mean, I even feel that now. It's like when I was younger, all of the representation for like young gay boys was, your life's so hard, you're going to kill yourself, your family won't want to own you, and you're going to have to move to New York City or San Francisco and find your chosen family.
Yeah.
Your family can't love and accept you. That's not an option.
Yeah.
And now it's kind of changed where it's like, no, your family might love and accept you, or they're still going to hate you, but your family will love and accept you. But if you're trans, we need you to look like this, or this, or like, I'm non-binary. haven't seen any I don't see any like AMAB non-binary representation on TV. And so now I'm like, well, that's something I would like to see. Like young people who feel like they don't, I don't know, I feel like the non-binary representation is such a weird place right now. So I'd love to see something happen with that. And I would love to help more people feel better about gender nonconformity. Because I do feel like Hollywood now has an idea of what that needs to look like. So
yeah,
being a part of breaking that down would be nice.
Right.
And just deconstruct gender roles, keeping them for those who are comfortable with it, but showing that there's space for all different kinds.
Yeah. All right. Well, before Zoom cuts us off, I just want to say it was a real pleasure talking to you today.
Thank you. I hope I didn't talk too much. I hope you did have a good time.
No. Genuinely, I had a good time. I just wish I had the money to pay for Zoom as well as, yeah.
No, don't worry. Thank you for setting up multiple different Zooms each time.
Thank you so much for listening to this episode. Hope you tune into the next one. Please do me a favor and check out the show notes. There you're going to find our guest's social media as well as the stuff of my own that I'm plugging. I would like to give a shout out to my friend Morningstar for being the one to actually make the profile image for this podcast. Do you know of any other queer comedians that I should contact to see if I can get on this podcast? Let me know and I'll see if I can hunt them down. My name is Corbin Willmorth. Thank you for listening, and as a reminder, make sure you don't keep your head on straight.